What do you get when Metal Slug has a baby with Monster Hunter? The answer is Mercenary Kings, the platforming, 16-bit throwback shooter from Tribute Games. After a widely successful Kickstarter campaign and an eternity of early access, Mercenary Kings is finally here. The thinly lined plot focuses around a group of renegades who assemble to take down the evil Claw Corporation. The team assembles over the course of the game and gradually becomes more than a thorn in Claw's side. The majority of the story is doled out via Metal Gear Solid style codec conversations, with each character being super animated and charming them into your hearts. Even though the game feels lighthearted, it is serious business when dealing with Claw and their ultimate goal of world domination. Mechanically, Mercenary Kings plays similar to Metal Slug or Contra. Your character can shoot 4 directions as well as jump, duck, and roll. Not being able to shoot in 8 directions is a little frustrating when you're used to being able to hit things at an angle, but this fades with time. The jumping is a little awkward and seems off after playing a really tight platformer, but keep in mind that the game is definitely a shooter first and a platformer second, as player movement is quite clunky. Melee attacks keep things away from your face and are governed by what knife you equip. Ammo is unlimited, and Tribute has implemented a Gears of War active reload system that gives the slight power up when you hit it on that sweet spot. With the technical jargon behind us, the mission structure in Mercenary Kings is quite simple. You prepare in camp, grab a mission from the commander, and head out on your chopper to the zone. Mission objectives vary from sabotaging enemy assets and exterminating an area, to hostage rescue and enemy capture. Don't get me wrong, Mercenary Kings has no room for stealth, and each mission devolves down to basically kill everything in your path. At first, some of the missions feel unfair and overly difficult, but with a solid co-op crew and previous knowledge of the map, there is little challenge for most of the game. Mistakes will cost you, and note that the team shares 3 lives for each mission. Mission difficulty doesn't scale with the number of players, so there's no reason to fail an early mission when your King squad is rolling 4 deep. Completing missions nets you cash, materials, and rank points. The more important feature is the loot that you will find throughout the map. These materials are meaningless alone, but when combined, they become the backbone of Mercenary Kings. Materials can be combined into new guns, weapons, armor, knives, and mods. This is the most addictive system in the game, and it is where you will spend half of your time. This also means that every material dropped from an enemy, chest, or animal is the next piece in the puzzle to your BFG 9000. Guns can be outfitted with 6 different parts and are separated into 5 different categories: pistols, shotguns, submachine guns, assaults, snipers, and magnums. The number of combinations is mind-boggling, and your Frankenstein creation will ultimately change the way you tackle enemies. Another level of customization comes with the ammo types, giving you even more room to play with your own gun builds. Ideally, your co-op team can define some roles and have each player craft a gun that complements the others on the team. It's crazy to think that there's over 100 missions in Mercenary Kings, but each of them are not unique. A set of missions will require you to go through the same environment multiple times, and even though you're accomplishing different goals, it gets a little tedious after a while. The enemy variety is sorely lacking, with only a trickle of new faces while moving through the ranks. I'll argue that learning a map is very important in accomplishing bonus objectives in a certain amount of time, but I do wish that Tribute changed things up at an accelerated pace. Things would get boring quick if the game wasn't so gosh damn gorgeous. Paul Robertson's art bleeds from every pixel in Mercenary Kings, and each character has their own personality shine through their design and animations. He has nailed down the 16-bit balloon-style head pop when a bullet pierces through an enemy's skull. There's nothing quite like this style mixed with this substance. The soundtrack is magnetic and makes the repetition quite tolerable with its grungy guitars layered over the chiptunes. There's something awesome about saving hostages and feeling like a badass with the perfect soundtrack leading you through each level. Co-op teams join together in the main camp, both locally and online, with the option to have your game open to the public, friends, or invite only. Since there's no difficulty scaling, keep in mind that a highly ranked player with more equipment will dust through a lower ranked player's missions. Mission objectives can be tackled simultaneously by a coordinated group, where multiple hostages can be saved at once and materials on all corners of the map can be scavenged. Local co-op doesn't deter from the experience, and having a couple friends on the couch is an awesome way to experience the game. In true retro fashion, each player is given a quadrant on the screen, If there are less than 4 players, the map is displayed on the other split screens, which makes it super convenient for all. Mercenary Kings is a game full of content, ready for a group of friends to discover and conquer. Bear in mind that things get repetitive, but there's nothing like rolling through an enemy encampment with a solid team, bearing the most insane weapon combinations. If you love this style of shooter and can deal with the mission structure of Monster Hunter, then you're going to have a great time. The wonderful aesthetic and strong sense of progression will keep you playing for dozens of hours. Mercenary Kings is a decent solo game, but throw a couple teammates into the mix and it becomes an excellent co-op experience.
Yeah.